Welcome into the Treehouse. Time to leave your worries outside and join me, Dan O'Malley, Trey Trenholm, Raj Sharma, and special guest for his Treehouse podcast debut. But he's been on the show many, many times, so much that we can't tell who's stalking whom. Tone Bell.
Hey.
All right, real quick, just because we had so much behind the scenes technical difficulty. Tone, do you copy?
I copy.
Raj, do you copy? Raj?
I'm here. I'm
Raj.
just kidding.
God, you dick. Stop that. Trey, do you copy?
I do.
Thank you. Thank you for not pulling the frozen internet jerk stuff. Real quick, Tone, I know there's a strike going on, so you're not doing any like screen work right now. But when it eventually ends and you have an upcoming project that requires a corpse, Raj just gave you a hell of an audition.
I've been texting the producer. I've been texting producers I know because I took a screenshot earlier, and I'm sending it out right now. That's his new headshot.
And the beauty of that is you can tell them this is not a screenshot.
I mean,
That's
look
video.
how natural he is.
I'm gonna be like, that's all my credits will say is like frozen guy on Law and Order.
Yeah. And you also get like part of your sizzle reel where it'll have like some random critic no one's heard of from a website no one's heard of in Singapore saying the most realistic corpse ever.
That's what I'm going for.
Let me tell you what AI can't do. That.
So Tone Bell, our friend for many, many years, like I said, first time on the Treehouse podcast. We appreciate you hopping in with us. I'm curious, just to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
How is your SAG and writer's strike treating you?
Man, it sucks. I mean, I had some stuff coming up. I had some big projects possibly, it kind of sucks, but you know what? It's, everybody read that article, that headline of, one of the studio execs saying, we're going to play hardball until people start losing their houses and their cars. And, which sucks because, now it's kind of, people starting to feel the hurt of it. And it's one of those things, man, where you go, man, I'm glad I've been frugal all these years.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've been frugal. I mean, people call me cheap, but I go, I was preparing for the future. And
you're smart.
No.
You are very, very smart.
No. He's cheap. There are certain things, and I'm not. And he'll agree with me.
I always get cheese on my hamburgers, Rod. I always get cheese.
Yes,
he knows when to splurge.
Yes, but he also brings the cheese in his backpack. It's not like he's ordering it. He brought the cheese from home. Even back in LA,
like my guy Donald Trump says, because I'm smart.
Even in like that was the thing. Like even in LA, like when he is currently super successful, we're like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And I loved his answer every time. He's like, why? I don't need to do that right now. I don't need to do that right now. His business managers were like, you have to do something. You have to buy something because you're going to end up paying so much in taxes. You've got to do something with this money. And he's like, and when they told him like, this is how much you could lose if you don't, he's like, oh, okay. The only thing I've ever seen him go crazy on are shoes. There was one room I think that was just boxes of shoes.
I do. I actually just got rid of about 10, 12 pair of shoes, and I'm restacking now.
Okay.
Because I'm grown now. I need more comfortable shoes. I'm buying a lot of insoles these days. I'm buying good insoles.
Do you have a Skechers endorsement in the works?
Hey man, let me tell you something. If Snoop can get one, I should be able to get on Skechers payroll soon.
So let me do a quick rundown of what I can recall off the top of my head, because your credits list, Tone, is long and distinguished. Insert joke here.
I've
and
done
obviously
a
it
lot
didn't
of
used to be.
miniseries, Dan. A lot of miniseries.
Wait, have you done a lot of miniseries or just TV shows that were short-lived?
Some people say series that were mini, but I say miniseries.
I think I like the twist. I think that works in your favor. You should stick with that.
Some people want to do 90 episodes and get rich. I'm like, give me 13 and I'm moving on.
So I like how you treat your career like you treat your women.
Hey, that's the old me.
Yes, that is very true. That is the old.
That's right. I forgot you are a domestic now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a quick rundown of your credits. So we've got most recently. Are you're not mentioning it? I'm going to mention it because I don't know what you're allowed to promote and not promote
Correct. I
because of the
cannot
SAG
mention
strike.
the new show that I have on Netflix, but you can absolutely say the title of it.
Yeah. The new show on Netflix, is it Survival of the Thickest?
Correct. That is that which I'm not promoting if you watch it because it's out currently streaming on Netflix. I'm not promoting the new show on Netflix that's out.
And I definitely would not ask you to promote it. I just want to make sure that that I mention it because you're in it and you're damn good in it. And
yeah, it's really good.
To be fair, you're damn good in everything, you bastard. So that's the most recent thing.
Thank
You've
you.
also, I mean, let's see.
Drink Masters, which he's not.
Drink Masters, thank you. Drink Masters, which is also on Netflix.
Yep,
you are the host of Drink Masters. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, what else? So we've got. I remember when you first moved to LA, you got a. Was it a Miller Lite commercial?
Yeah, first thing I ever booked.
Yeah.
Which I thought was super ironic because when he was living in Dallas, he was working for Anheuser-Busch, so he quit Anheuser-Busch, and his first gig in LA was for Miller.
I did not quit.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Correct me, please. Yes, you're right.
They let me go.
Yes.
You took the package.
There was not another package to take. I took the only package.
It was that or get fired. But I did appreciate, and I didn't know this, in the very beginning when I first met Tone and we started hanging out and like all of us would go out to the bars and stuff. I was like, man, he must be killing it at Anheuser-Busch because he will just buy drinks for everybody. I'm like, this man is this. Not only is he brilliantly talented, he's very funny. He's also like very kind. And then like one time we were at the Regal Beagle many months later.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
And he's like, yeah, and he's like, oh, you can just put it on me. And I'm like, you don't have to. We're cool. Like everybody's good now. Like you don't have to. And he's like, no, this isn't. I'm not paying for any of this. And I was like, what do you mean?
I have to spend this money.
Yes, he had to spend a certain amount of money on promotions or whatever and buying drinks as long as it was an Anheuser-Busch product. And even then he'd kind of like finagle his way around that a little bit, but he was true to that. I was like, wow, that is and he was doing well and he was getting people to buy. So for them to let him go. But I also found out that they had taps in their office. Like you could on Friday.
Honestly, I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Yeah, I just didn't know. Yeah,
but I didn't have to go to the office ever, really. I stopped by every now and then, but I didn't have to go to the office.
No, yeah,
but there were taps in the office. Plus, we had something crazy where we could. I think it was every. I don't know if it was every 2 weeks or every month. You could go by the distributor and go pick up 2 cases, just for like parties or what. I mean, you can just go get beer for.
Yeah, and I you gave me the cooler grill combo that was one and the same thing. That it was a cooler when you wanted it to be a cooler, and then a grill when you needed to cook out.
We weren't supposed to say that one, Rod. You weren't supposed to have
that. I think we now know why you had to take the package.
I gave a lot of stuff away that should have been for clients, and I gave the shit to friends.
Yeah. Okay. So in between Survival of the Thickest, which is currently on Netflix, that you are certainly not promoting, but I'm just mentioning it because it's out there.
Yep.
And in between the Anheuser-Busch gig in Dallas and starting comedy in Dallas, then you booked a Miller Lite spot. In between those, you had Work Wife, which is a television movie, a movie called Horror Noir, where you played Marcus, a Black Lady sketch show appearance in the movie The United States versus Billie Holiday,
Amazing,
which premiered on Hulu, which I think the last time we had you on was to help promote that.
Yep.
American Soul as Richard Pryor.
Play Richard Pryor, yep.
Hell yeah. Episode of BoJack Horseman, Sylvie's Love, the TV series Fam. That's one of your miniseries. Then another film where you had a wonderful supporting role in the movie Little. Then The Weeknd, Dog Days, which is... Damn You, Tone, is one of the few times I actually cried in a movie theater.
Oh, man, I had some tears in that.
That goes to show you how good of an actor you are. Is my wife sent Tone a text saying you made Dan cry.
Those are some good ones,
You've also
man.
got Black Ice, Disjointed with Kathy Bates, who you're still friends with. Woman Child, Blacked Out, A Short, My Time, Your Time, Good Fortune, The Flash television show. Hell yeah, that was back when that show was good. You made your appearances on there.
Yep.
Truth Be Told, Bad Judge. Whew, all right, I'm out of wind. But so far, I think your greatest credit right now, Tone, the thing that the next time you hit the stage or do a late night appearance and they say you might know Tone Bell from all these projects, your biggest credit needs to be those curtains behind you in your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's your greatest accomplishment
Okay.
because I know how excited you are to buy that house.
Well, Dan, I don't know if you heard.
Oh,
Before I was so rudely interrupted by technology, because I'm a classy broad now. That's a valance. That's a valance, Dan.
a valance. I'm sorry, a valance.
So
my apologies.
I may get it
for
reupholstered.
insulting your hideous. My apologies for insulting your hideous.
I think you own that. I mean, I like people associated the curtains with Johnny Carson. I think you can own that.
You think I should just keep this here?
I think you should take that on the road with you.
See, this is one of those things where, like, if I ever have to call the police, they're gonna be like, "You don't live here."
And that's why it would be wise to start taking it with you so people see when you're at, say, the Addison Improv or at Dallas Comedy Club this weekend, you hang it behind you so people, when they see that hideous valance, they see you, Tone Bell. So that way, when the inevitable happens and the police show up at your house wondering why you live here, you'd be like, it's that guy. Yeah, that's totally his.
Some people have logos. Some people wear chains. Some people have a certain style.
Yes.
I roll with a valance.
Yeah. Just say, you're bringing Decatur with you.
This nobody from home. Nobody from home is accepting this.
I would also like to point out this is the perfect time to plug the YouTube channel. So if you're listening audio-wise, you can see these valances over Tone's shoulder inside his very, very gorgeous hill country mansion.
Yes.
Hideous valances. You can just find us at Treehouse on Air on YouTube.
It's a
yes for the valance.
Yeah, Valance 2024. It is not only is it a beautiful mansion, it's a very nice ranch, which I would never in a million years of knowing Tone would ever say that he would own a ranch and that his best friend would be Jerry, who's
Jerry Caldwell.
No, it's Jerry and his wife live next door. They're the sweetest human beings you've ever met, and that is legitimately like Tone sits on a porch and drinks with an old white man. If this is not a movie someday, I don't know what is.
I mean, literally, when I hang up, I'm going over to hang out with him. Like that's what we do on Fridays, man. When I'm not busy on Friday, I'm going because he's gonna call me in a minute. He's gonna be like, "What are you doing? Let's go have a drink." He's it's my guy, man. He lives right across the street. He's 86. He just turned 86, and we kick it like 3-4 nights a week, man. It's my guy. He and his wife, we just get in arguments.
So you've got Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Fridays with Jerry.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. Dude, I'll be out of town, and I catch him on the camera walking around to make sure the property's good. Like he just invites himself over. Yeah, and he's amazing, man. Last year for their anniversary, because they've been married 67 years now.
Yes.
But I got them 66, been married 66 years, T-shirts. And so they wore them out. We all went to go see a band last year for their anniversary. And so they still go out and kick it, man. I mean, it's hard though, because every now and then you go, "Hey man, I should not be riding with this dude."
Yeah. When you and it's a beautiful interaction. When I first met them at your house, because we saw them at the roast the night before, but when I met them at your house, it was like I don't know who's adopted whom. Like it's the sweetest it's the sweetest relationship you could see people have. Like it's so kind. Like there's just so much joy in watching the three of them talk. I'm like, I think Tone's adopted them. I'm pretty sure.
It kind of sounds that way.
We go get pedicures together every like 3-4 weeks. We go. Linda makes an appointment. We go down. We go grab a margarita afterwards. We like go have wings and watch a game. We watched the opening night last night. We watched the game together last night.
And speaking of seeing friends, you're going to be seeing a lot of friends as you headline Dallas Comedy Club this weekend for Tone. Do you know all the ticket info? Raj, do you know it off the top of your head?
I know I'm there the 15th and the 16th, 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. Have no idea what the ticket price is because I don't pay for them. But I am molding this new hour right now. So you'll get the chance to see the stuff that will be eventually on a platform that I probably can't promote yet. But yeah.
Yes, it is. You can call 214-814-1980 or dallas-comedyclub.com. And then just find that handsome face right there and click and buy tickets. It's probably $25-ish, $30 a ticket, somewhere in there in that region. Is my guess. I don't know for sure, but 214-814-1980.
And dallas-comedyhouse.com.
Dallas-comedyclub.com.
Sorry, dallas-comedyclub.com.
Club.
Make sure I get that correct.
Yes.
I remember the thing I was going to mention before we let you go, Tone, and that is that if you don't have a show in mind yet with you and Jerry, some type of depiction of it, you need to do that. Because obviously you've got tons of content there and ideas pull from, but it needs to come from Tone Bell Productions. Do you have a production company yet?
I do. It's called Birdie Pie Productions, and we are going to do something. I mean, Jerry is. I mean, you should see people look at us when we go, because he takes me to the airport sometimes. He often picks me up, and people are like, "Man, how do they know each other?"
Yeah.
It's very, and I treat him like we're the same age, man. I think that's why we just get along well. I don't treat him like he's 86. I just treat him like he's one of my boys, man, and we just bust balls, and like it's super fun, man. So yeah, eventually we do have to figure something out, and I need to figure it out quick.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure that he gets to see, the fruits of his friendship with you come, Yeah,
I have a few ideas in mind. I'll pitch them to you next week when you're here. When you're here. Sorry.
Is that a bad thing? Is that something that gets on your nerves, Tone? Because I'll be honest with you, I have ideas for like TV shows and things, audio things as well in the world of podcasting. That's why I wanted to see if you have a production company, because if I got ideas, I want to run them up your flagpole, because I think some of them would be good. Because I think maybe a prequel. I think maybe a prequel to the Equalizer films, starring Tone Bell would be very sexy.
Yeah. There you go.
Ooh.
And you know what? I'd like to point out that was just off the top of my head. I got others.
I mean, did you inadvertently call it the prequelizer?
I did. That's exactly what I called it. Despite all the internet issues we've had trying to get this episode recorded, I'm glad you heard that line that I said, the Prequelizer series. Yes.
I mean, if it's about him not being able to fight yet and save people, I'm all in for that shit.
I think it's exactly. Yeah, you have to go through. It's the origin story where, however, the CIA finds you.
Yeah.
And they have to train you. So it's basically just like a 13 episode run of you getting your ass kicked.
He's real bad up top.
Yes, but here's the thing. Jerry was the original CIA agent, and he's now having to train you. And then the bad guys kill Jerry, and you then you have to learn all the skills.
He does it for Jerry.
Yes, but he's terrible. He gets his ass kicked a lot, and but he's very, very charming and funny.
Okay, well then. See, once
there we go.
Yeah. If nothing else, we could always just do a reboot of Get Smart with Tone.
We need to do something.
I'm all in for the Prequelizer. That is the greatest name in movie history.
The Prequelizer. I mean, I think it'll work.
It's going to be its own franchise. You're going to be busy as hell, man.
Hey man, well, hopefully the strike ends soon. We can get back to work because these bills don't pay themselves.
Hey,
no,
man.
They don't. And I imagine that you have plans to make sure you put a valance like the one that's behind you in every room of your house.
If y'all don't think I'm sending all three of y'all a valance, you lost. I'm getting everybody a balance. That's what people getting for Christmas from now on. No, man, take that.
And that's, you know what? That's going to be amazing looking when someone tunes into the Treehouse podcast on YouTube and sees our backdrops all with Tone Bell valances.
Yeah. It's not going to reflect you. It's going to be this one right here. I'm sending this one. Replicas of this one right here.
With a little TB signature in the corner.
Matter of fact, when you're in your car and it gets hot, instead of putting that little a mirror thing in the windshield. You put this in the windshield.
Tone Bell car shields.
That's
This
how
is
you know when Tone's remodeling is the gifts you get. Like, why did I get a cabinet?
Hey man, some people want air fryers. Nah, man, ballots.
I
You'll
can't
find
wait
something
for your
to do.
agency to send us all checks for these ideas for you. Be sure to catch Tone Bell at the Dallas Comedy Club, dallas-comedyclub.com. What was the phone number again, Raj?
214-814-1980 or dallas-comedyclub.com. Get your ticket. They will sell out. I mean, it's Tone and it's home and it'll sell out for sure. So get them now before they're all gone.
Absolutely.
Tone, we love you. Have a great time in Dallas. Unfortunately, I will not be there to see you. I am busy trying to sidestep a hurricane. But just know that I love you. And if you ever want to call and get hung up on multiple times via internet, like we've done today,
All
I'm right
good.
here
We
for you.
gonna, I like being hung up on this much. This keeps you humble.
Well, then you are super humble today, my friend.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. Their phone number, 833-COOK-DFW. 833-COOK-DFW. Give them a call for your free roof inspection or online cookdfw.com. Glad we were able to figure out all the technical difficulties with Tone's country-ass internet. But it did not give me an opportunity with all the drops and stuff of distractions. I did not get the opportunity to make a mention, Raj, of your microphone that looks an awful lot like an angel's dick.
Yeah, when I got it, I wasn't on, like, there was no visual thing happening, so it was just a really good mic, and you couldn't see me. And now that I see it, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is. But it's yeah, it is described accurately. It's it looks like it's very angelic and phallic at the same time.
It looks like something Benny Hinn would use.
Or Benny Hill, one of the two. Either one of those two would use this.
Raj, you realize that reference is so lost on probably 80% of the audience.
Yeah, but the 20%
both of them are.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of them are.
But the 20% that get it will drive their car off the highway.
Absolutely.
That absolutely is a Benny Hinn style microphone. And it
yes,
there also is a halo around that phallic looking thing in front of Raj's mouth. Trey, I saw you looking at your watch a couple of times. Do you need to get going soon?
No, it was getting me an alert that I've hit my stand goal for the day.
I'm sorry, your what?
So your Apple Watch, you have different. It gives you you have rings that you try to close every day, and there's like an exercise ring. Like you're going to burn 800 calories. You're going to exercise for 30 minutes and judges it by your heart rate. And then it's a stand goal of that for a certain amount of hours every day that you're going to stand and be moving for at least a couple minutes.
Oh, that's
yeah, that one's new to me because I've got mine is a Garmin deal. So it's an activity tracker. So I'm familiar with how many steps that they want you to get each day or how many activity minutes that you're, being tracked on. But mine does not have the stand goal.
Well,
standing.
I was just because
standing. You have to be told to stand.
Well,
yeah. Does it give you an alert? Hey, you've been sitting a lot today. Time to stand up.
actually, yes, it will. At 10 minutes till the top of the hour, if you haven't stood that hour, it will give you an alert. And you say that. You make fun of it, but think about all the obesity and the people who sit in an office and they don't move all day. Because there's a new Netflix special on living to 100, and this guy travels around to different areas of the world where people have a much greater longevity than we do. First episode,
just two things before you finish your thought. I don't think with the obesity issue in the United States, I don't think alerts are the issue. Like, I don't think if they were alerted to stand more, they would. I don't think that's the case.
You think they need to be motivated on their own first?
I think in general, I think if you're like, you know what, I'm not an active person. I don't think a watch will make you go, today's, it's telling me to stand. I would take, if I was that person, I would just be motivated to take this watch off. Nobody wants to be 100. Nobody. Why would you want to?
Well, if you have a quality of life, I mean, like that's
all your friends will be dead. Who are you going to hang out with? You're going to be Jerry.
Obviously, find a younger black guy, and then you got your bestie.
See, when you say it sounds criminal. It sounds like you're going to abduct a black dude just to hang out with.
You know what's good? We should probably help Trey finish that sentence. What he means is find a younger black guy that moves in next to you that you befriend, and now you're best friends and do everything together, like Tone does with his neighbor Jerry, or his neighbor, or you get the idea.
Yeah, he's the house across the street. And when I say across the street, it's a very small street. It's 2 lanes, but the driveway is for Tone's place is when we were going to for his birthday, we'd done the roast, and we'd had another day that we did something else, and on Saturday we went for the roast, and then the Uber was taking me to his house. She's like, we're driving up the driveway, and she's like, do you want me to drop you off here? And I was like, first she stopped at the front. She's like, do you want me to drop you off here? And I was like, absolutely not. It is it's 108 degrees, and I'm not doing that. And
your watch isn't telling you to walk.
Yes, exactly. my walk alert hasn't started for the day. The heat stroke alert might have started alongside it, but no. And then we got up the driveway, and she's like, where how much further? And I'm like, you can keep going. So,
until you see door.
until you see that it's a roundabout that turns into in front of the house. I'm like, now we can stop. And she's like, oh, that would have been a long walk. I was like, that is correct. And so that would have got my 10,000 steps. I don't. Is it still 10,000? They keep changing it on people. I don't know how many steps you're supposed to get. Trey,
it varies. I think it depends on the celebrity trainer that you ask. Although Trey, I'm with you. See, I'm fine. I would love to live to 100.
No,
if I have a good quality of life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
you're now okay. Go ahead. You're assuming everybody around you is also living to 100.
Well, luckily, I don't form strong attachments with others.
Robots never do.
Good to know. Show we're on.
Look, I love you guys, but
okay.
But if I would love to be 98, 99 years old, and the three of us. Well, I guess you guys would be over 100 at that point if I make it to 98, 99. But basically, we could be the 100 club in the treehouse, and it's just 3 really, really old guys still talking about stupid stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what the age is. Like my knees hurt now. Like I'm good. Like I'm like if it was my time to go, I'd be like, cool, man. I did some really interesting stuff. But
don't get me wrong. If I make it to 100, every one of my joints is going to be more reminiscent of Wolverine than it is of me. I will be rebuilt.
We have the technology. I don't like. I was watching some similar documentary, not to live to 100, but it was a documentary on the oldest person, and he outlived all of his children and then all of his friends, and then everybody. Like he was married twice. Everybody, so he didn't know anybody. I'm like, I don't want to. Like that sounds not fun. I don't want to. Okay, here's what I'll say. I don't want to make new friends at 99. I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to start dating at 96. Like that, I
don't think most people want to start dating after 40, but sometimes you just kind of have to.
Yeah. I just don't want to. I don't know. I don't see the appeal. I'm like, just like 65 seems good. I don't know. I don't know. How, like 65. I'm like 17 away from that. I'm solid. That's good. I've seen enough Summer Olympics. India doesn't qualify for anything. We're okay. Like I'm good. I'm not gonna. All the jokes will have been written by then, and AI is taken over. So
Trey, what was the secret in the show? What was the Netflix documentary called?
It's called something like Living to 100.
And what did they say the secret was?
Well, so I haven't even finished. So, like I said, the first episode, the guy went to Okinawa, where they have 4 times likely a chance to live to be 100 and a greater quality of life, less disease, less Alzheimer's.
Well, let's keep it in context. You can live to 100 and you can live to 100 in Okinawa now, partly because we're no longer bombing them.
Yes. And that's actually one of the things that they say, because one of the things is that their diet is this like purple sweet potato that was something that was one of the few things that was abundant after World War II. But that's a big part of their diet, and they say it helps. But one of the biggest things they say, and it goes back to standing and everything else, is that they sit on the floor. And so they are up and down, all their lives. And that's one thing that we get very sedentary, and you don't. I mean, they're probably most 60-year-olds can't even touch their toes.
Oh, gotcha. So
I'm 43 and I can't touch my toes with straight legs.
So you're saying
both my hamstrings would shoot across the room if I tried that.
The secret to, if I get this right, the secret to living to 100 is crisscross applesauce.
Can you sit crisscross applesauce?
I can sit in yoga pose.
Most people can't.
Lotus position. I can do that.
So it sounds to me then, Raj, like you're going to live to be 100.
I will end it.
Raj is going to live to be 115.
I'll end it. If I see my trajectory getting that way, I'm stealing a plane and I'm finding a mountain. That's all.
That's going to be your story for every single day post 65. Is you trying to find a way to kill yourself, but the universe and other people find ways to stop you.
Yeah, that's my movie. Unwilling.
And that's another one of the projects that we need Tone Bell's production company to finance.
Yes, unwilling to live to 100.
It's basically the opposite of the Roadrunner and Coyote.
Yes, yes. Every story
you're trying to rocket yourself into the side of a mountain. But there comes the Roadrunner to like pinch out the
the actual tunnel. I'm driving full speed at the looks like a tunnel, and then it turns out it's a tunnel.
We saved him again, everyone. Good job.
I just don't want to start every story with I had a friend named Dan once. I don't want to start. What happened to him? Well, they're all dead. What do you mean? I'm 115. Like the 70-year-old that I'm talking to is about to die from this story. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm good. I'm not 65. I'm out. I'm just letting you guys know.
All right. Well, we'll remember that. So Trey, when Raj hit, or right before Raj hit 65, we'll put a help wanted sign in the treehouse window.
No. 65. Listen to me. 60 on my 65th. We'll have a party on my 65th birthday, and then when we come to log on to the show, and you're like, everybody copy, and then you don't see me, we're like, nope.
It'll just be a black screen with a little candle lit.
And we'll do a eulogy, Raj the comedian.
That's right. They're sat. Yep.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Brooks Plumbing. That is Brooks Plumbing. Their phone number, 214-368-3838. 214-368-3838. Or the website, brooksplumbingtexas.com. For any and all of your plumbing needs. Trey, were you just practicing your standing from crisscross applesauce position? Because one of the things you do every single week that we record is like right now, Raj, he's doing it right now. We're looking through his camera, and all we see is the microphone, the ceiling fan, and the television off to the side, but no Trey. And then all of a sudden, he just bloop, pops up.
Yeah.
Hello.
The first time, I think I said it out loud. The first time I saw it, I was like, Trey fell. Because it looks like you'll be there, and then I'll look at my phone to see messages or emails, and I'll look back, and I'm like, oh God, Trey's gone.
Well, I still, and this goes back to the days in the studio, Dan, is I still stand when we're doing these recordings. And so like sometimes when we're in between recordings or whatever, I sit down, especially days like today where I'm just tired. And then it looks like I fell down and then I pop back up.
But the good news is you are getting back up. That is the important thing.
Yeah. So 100, here we come. You just keep falling down and getting back up. And then the next thing you know, all your friends are dead, and there's you.
Speaking of everybody being dead.
Okay.
All right.
A couple of episodes ago, we were talking about the white people climbing Mount Everest.
Yes.
And Raj, I have some very, very bad news for you. It's not all white people.
It's not.
It's not. If you were to Google Green Boots Mount Everest, that is the nickname of one of the climbers that is still there near the summit of Mount Everest, just lying there frozen, dead. Just a dead sickle. Still wearing all the, ironically, protective clothing, including green, like neon green boots that I guess occasionally when there's snow, it's the boots that stick out. And then sometimes when some of that snow thaws, then you see the rest of him. But his nickname is Green Boots. And when you Google Green Boots Mount Everest, it comes up that while technically they don't know the identity of Green Boots, they suspect that he is an Indian climber.
I disagree. They can't prove it, and so they don't want it to. They don't want it to all be a bunch of Kyles up there.
Diversity in death.
And look, Trey, he was sitting down the whole time. And he's going to be frozen till 100. No, I think this is a story perpetuated by a white family who wants to just try to make it to where it wasn't their kid doing dumb white kid stuff. That goes, you see that mountain that looks like no one can climb it? Let's do that. Like that, nobody. No. Okay, here's how. Okay, I've been to India many times. I've been to Nepal. I've been to Leh. I've been to where I can see the Himalayas. And nobody in my group, nobody in the market, nobody in like the courtyards or the little grassy areas where all the kids are playing and the parents are picnicking. At no point did anybody turn at any point, and I've been there multiple times, and go, "Do you want to see if we can climb that?" Nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said it. When the Sherpas would come in, you'd see them come down, and they always bring the people to the marketplace in Leh and Ladakh to buy like the coats and all that stuff. Like, and I have a couple of beautiful wool coats that are made by the Nepalese people that are there. They're amazingly warm. I have two of them that I bought. Every time they bring it in, it's always a whole bunch of white people right behind them, and they're like, "This is where you buy all the gear." They're like, "Oh, right, because we're climbing Mount Everest." And I was like, "Look," and I feel like the college professor. I'm like, "Look to your left and look to your right. The people, these people will not be coming down."
So you're trying to tell me that if you want to climb Mount Everest, you're not going to find everything you need at REI?
No, you will not.
Off of Northwest Highway.
Can I according to Wiki?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll go to Sherpa's Outdoor World next to the base camp at Mount Everest, but I don't think Oshman's was ever going to have the stuff you needed to get to the top of Everest.
Yeah, if Green Boots bought him from Dick's, there's a reason he died. There's a reason he's up there.
I don't know what happened. It said Under Armour.
That's under snow armor. That's what that guy is.
According to Wikipedia, Green Boots is the name given to the unidentified body of a climber that became a landmark on the main northeast ridge route of Mount Everest. The body has not been officially identified, but he is believed to be. I'm going to butcher this name, Raj. So help me if you can. Tsewang Paljor. It's Tsewang.
Swallow, yeah. So he would be Nepalese, is what that's the background of that name, I believe.
Is it? Well, then Paljor is the last name, Paljor, an Indian climber who died on Everest in 1996.
And I don't. They don't know for sure. They're just it's suspected. That sounds the beginning of the name. If it's a TS, it's usually Nepalese, but it could be a Nepalese person of Nepalese descent living in India.
So they're giving credit to the wrong country of origin. So he may have been, let's say, an Indian resident, or he may have lived in India, but he may have been born in Nepal.
Yeah, or his family's from Nepal, and he they said I thought he might have been a Sherpa. That is possible. They don't very often die up there. So, but I was like, okay, and maybe my theory now that you said that it could be of Indian descent, and he is the only one that they've nicknamed, as Green Boots, and it could be him. I'm guessing what happened was he got to the northeast facing side of the mountain and got the call that he did not make it to med school, and.
And then just sat down.
Because someone was going to kill him.
Telling you, if he had just had that stand alert.
Damn you, Johns Hopkins.
For all things Treehouse. Follow, listen, like, subscribe, share, rate, tell a friend, all that good stuff. TreehouseOnAir.com. Social media at Treehouse On Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. And for Raj, it is at Comedian Raj. Quick reminder to check out our friend and comedian Tone Bell at the Dallas Comedy Club this Friday and Saturday. For ticket info and venue info, go to dallas-comedyclub.com. And the phone number, Raj?
214-814-1980. And don't forget, I will also be at the Addison Improv Wednesday, September 20th. There's going to be some big announcements that you'll see on my Instagram and my social media stuff about that show. It's going to sell out, so get your tickets now. And then when you find out, like the big announcement in there, you'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm glad I got my tickets now." So get them now. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Now they have to restart the outro music. It's totally worth it, though. We'll see you next time in the Treehouse.
Yep.